All right, good morning to you. It's Daybreak at iFiber One News Radio. I'm Jeff Slakey. Hope you're having a good start to your day here. We continue in on some wonderful conversations as we focus on Shelton. And I have in from the Shelton Police Department, Chief Darrin Moody and Dan Patton from the Detectives Department there. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How y'all doing?
Great.
Good to see you guys on here. And we're talking about a pretty cool like seminar thing you went to or something on home protection.
Right. We're talking a little bit about crime prevention. And
Okay.
two things to hit off right off the bat. I want to give some kudos to our code enforcement officer, Jimmy Belleville. I don't know if you saw the Shelton Out Loud. People came down and talked about certain houses.
Yeah.
Cleaned it up.
Nice.
We just got to know. And so one of the things I want folks to know is code enforcement complaints are now online.
Oh, okay.
You can go online to the city website, type in the code enforcement issue that you have, comes into the office, and gets distributed to the best people.
Okay.
What we want to talk about is people dumping garbage down here at the book donation place and things. It's not a garbage dump.
No.
And if we catch you dumping garbage, you could be cited for dumping garbage.
Sure.
So that's my hit on code enforcement.
I like it. That's cool. And there was a lot of conversations at that Out Loud
Right.
event.
And the house now is doing a lot better.
Good. That's
Yeah.
good. And I think people around that neighborhood would be very appreciative if they're not already celebrating, perhaps.
So a couple months ago,
Yeah.
Lieutenant Fiola and I went to a conference of executive law enforcement. In that, we happened to meet the inventor of a product called The Ring.
Sure.
It's the doorbell with the video camera built in. And his story was really fascinating that this guy just tinkers in his garage. He's an inventor, young guy your age, and the next thing you know, he comes up with this because he's tired of packages getting delivered onto his porch and maybe losing them. And then when I came down here, I saw you guys had one on the outside there, and I've heard
Yeah.
you talk about it on the radio.
Yeah.
And so they sent us a package to bring over to you to talk about these things and to tell the community how great of a tool they are. And not only to show you what great a tool they are, but to also tell the community that through us, they're going to try and get us discounted rates for our low-income folks around here so people can buy these things.
Listen, I will say, we do have one here at the station. I have one at my house, and I had that one first, and it worked out great. I loved it. And I said, this would be perfect for the radio station because we have the big parking lot. There are areas where people can get behind the shed or things like that. There's a lot of traffic in the parking lot at nighttime, people walking about, things like that. So we installed this thing, and it was super easy to do. At home, we have it hooked up through our doorbell, our current wiring system. Here, it's a battery charge, and boy, it lasts a very long time, even with all the notifications and doorbell rings that we get here.
They sent us some samples. So I gave them to a couple of detectives. I said, go hook these things up, try them out. That's why Dan's here. He's kind of our resident in-house experimenter expert on these. I'll let him talk a little bit about what it can do.
Yeah, what'd you think about this thing?
You know, Jeff, I loved it. I've been wanting to get some type of security camera at my house for a long time. And, you know, this was, I'm a horrible handyman, right? I can't, that's not my skill set. So I was a little hesitant on installing this myself. But in the package comes everything you absolutely need. It comes with the drill bits, the screwdrivers, the wiring, everything. And I found, like, even with my skill set, I had it installed in my house in 30 minutes.
And it has, one of the things I believe it has, even on the base station, if you're attaching it, it's got the level built in.
Right.
And the fact that it came with the hardware, I was really surprised to see that. And there's some real interesting things about this, too. They say, you know, it's very safe and secure, and even if someone comes in and they're able to get it off there, they'll replace it and things like that. So what were some of your first impressions? Quality of video? Does this thing even work? Do people know that it's a doorbell?
You know, my concern was that at my house, my porch is very, very small. And where the doorbell is, it's only about a half an arm's length away from where the person's standing. So I was like, how can this picture capture everything? Really amazed with the quality. This fishbowl eye view of the camera is able to encompass everything I need to see. It alerts to me on my cell phone with maybe about 2-second delay of someone even walking in front of it.
Yeah, you don't have to ring the doorbell.
No.
Right.
You told us it activates halfway across your parking lot.
Yeah. So when there are people in the parking lot and they're just even walking by, or on a sunny day, you'll see the reflection off some of the cars, and that'll trigger it. And you can adjust those sensitivities too. It's all adjustable.
Absolutely. And the audio was wonderful. So no complaint. The quality's great. I turned out my porch light. I did it in the dark. The night vision's great. I was able to depict who that was at my front door talking. Like I said, the delay is very short, a second or two. And if you have a lot of traffic coming into your house, say at a particular time, like at 5 p.m., your family's coming home, you can go into the app and set it so you can stop the alerts between 4:45 p.m. and 5:15 p.m., whatever is best for you, so your phone's not blowing up with a bunch of alerts.
One thing I did notice, and we got a package deal from Costco, and it came with the chime, the little the ringer portion of it, because that was another thing. It says, well, okay, we're taking away the doorbell. What about the doorbell? How are we going to know if we don't have our phone on us, or we're in the backyard or something? But that chime thing, that works Wi-Fi too, and you can set it at different tone levels, different types of, have a dog bark if you want. The whole thing was really easy to use. What does this do for law enforcement?
I tell you, that's what struck Mike and I, Lieutenant Fuel and I, so much, is this guy is such a community partner. I mean, he was ready to give them to communities and go out there. And then Dan the other day literally said, do you know how easy my job would be as a detective if these were around town?
I bet.
I talk to businesses on a regular basis, and it still amazes me that you go into a business and something will happen. We'll say, can we get the video? I don't know how to download it off of this. Or there's some that have old VHS tapes of video still. And the quality and cost of camera systems now has just dropped. And it's silly as a business or a resident that you can't get a quality system. I mean, these things here, so people pay $40, $50 a month for alarm monitoring. This is $40 a year.
Yeah.
And so it makes total economic sense. We just had a downtown business where somebody walked in an unlocked door and then broke into another door. And I asked, do you have any video cameras or any system in here? No.
Mm-hmm.
You have $1 million building sitting here with no security system in it. And it's unfortunate, but that's the world we live in. And so for crime prevention, this is incredible.
I was really encouraged. I got a notification from the Ring neighborhood, which I guess is a new feature that they do. I set a perimeter zone about 6 miles square, 6 miles around my house. And if anybody gets a Ring notification, or they see, actually I got one yesterday. They said somebody looking at packages on a certain street. And because it's close to where I live, it came up on my feed or whatever, and I was able to watch it. I watched another one. They says, the light startled somebody, and they rushed off. So that has been a very good thing. And they do that if there were more rings like in downtown, we could all connect to each other's and share who we see. And we've had you guys come over and look at video that we have taken from folks who have been milling about the shed. And
Dan can tell you from a detective point of view what the video's worth.
I mean, it's got to be, that's your evidence right there.
Absolutely. And so many of these crimes that we solve are, I gotta say, most of them are based upon some type of camera video system. And what's great about Ring is, like the chief was saying, so many people, they have these nice video camera systems, but they don't know how to work the software. Right. This is very, very simple software to use. In fact, if you have video, we don't even have to physically leave my desk to come down here. With the app, you can go directly onto the app, and you can text me a link to the video. You can email me the video. You can download the video to your phone. And this is great. This saves me a half hour from leaving my desk, coming down to the business, trying to figure out how to put it on a disc, extract the video. This is 2017. Technology is great, and it's inexpensive.
So this one right here, as I'm looking at, it's got a 720p camera, 180-degree field of view, two-way audio. And I've used that actually here. Had somebody ring the doorbell on the weekend, and I answered it at home from my phone, and it was somebody, and I says, well, we'll come back Monday, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
And it worked just like that.
There's a downtown business person that's come to me a couple times about trying to do a business watch group downtown, and I've encouraged them to do it, and I think it's a great thing. You just talked about the community using these. Can you imagine if we put half a dozen of these things up and down Railroad Avenue businesses, and when something happens at your business, you can immediately communicate to them? I don't know what the total cost was? I think we came up with these less than $200 for the.
There's many different versions, but they range from about $150 to $250 based upon what you're getting. The Doorbell Pro, which is a step up from the 2. The camera's at 1080p instead of 720, and has the hardwire capabilities. So.
And people, the commercials are all over the place. You see Shaq; he's a big spokesman, and so people are starting to understand what these are. They see.
Yeah.
I know with the battery version, where you press the doorbell doesn't light, but if you have it hardwired in, it has a little white ring around it, so you know that's where people can push the bell. And when I was doing football on Friday nights this fall, that was one of the reasons we got this. Stephanie was at home alone. She's like, I don't know when you're going to be home. I'd like some sort of something to protect us.
Sorry about that one, Jeff.
That's okay. It's live radio. That's what happens. So that's the Ring doorbell, and it really worked out well. So, all right. So what kind of deals did you get? Because I know there's a bunch of different varieties. How can we help out the folks in the community?
Well, they sent us some samples for us to try out, and the doorbells, obviously, we got a couple different versions of those. They also sent us, there's a video camera with a solar charger on it that one of our guys has got.
Okay.
They got stick-up cameras that you can use. They have a variety of different things. In fact, they called and said, hey, are you going to go on the radio and talk about this with the radio station that you said is using it? I said, absolutely. So they're probably watching right now. And they said, we'd like to partner with you. We'll help you in the community and what we can do. Because I explained to them, this is a middle, lower class income. And we're strapped around here.
Yeah.
What can we do to help the businesses and help the community? And he said, we'll help you. So he said he'd be sending out some discounted coupons for us to give out in the community for people.
Nice.
And now that we have folks that know how to hook them up, I mean, it's like the fire department talked about the other day with their smoke alarms.
Yeah.
We'll come out and help you get these things installed because they're going to benefit you and us.
Yeah. Those stick-up ones are nice. I was thinking about getting one for the front awning, so we get both sides of the building covered. And you can point it in a way. That was another thing that we were kind of, well, how far are you going to be able to see this thing, and what's the quality? And if you position it right, you can get a pretty good view of just about everything that's going on.
Yeah, and for people with kids, for people with pets, and for people who just, especially this time of season, how many packages are getting delivered on front doorsteps? Wouldn't it be nice to know when the package got there?
Yeah, and that is a thing that we check and check often. And I know that when packages get dropped off, the other thing, sometimes they don't get properly packaged, so you know what the gift is, if it's a gift for somebody.
Yeah.
So Stephanie will go on, she'll check to make sure it's wrapped proper. She said, okay, Jeff, you can go pick it up. I mean, the possibilities of this are endless, and it's fun to talk through to people.
Right.
It's a cool deal.
And like I said, I rarely will you see people come out and be a spokesman for alarm systems and all those different things. But for me, this guy hit home because he was I want to help in the community. Yeah, he's got a business. Yes, he's going to make some money out of the deal. But the reality is the cost of these and what he's willing to do in the communities and send them out to folks and go take a look.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, keep us updated on how we can get the information out to folks. We're focusing on Shelton here with a great product. And again, we use it here at the old Radio Ranch. I use it at home. It's the Ring system, the Ring doorbells. Darrin, Dan, thanks for coming on.
You bet.
If I don't
Thank
see you,
you.
Merry Christmas.
You too.
Merry Christmas.